And welcome back to Super Saturday Sport, ladies and gentlemen. MVD has found his way back into the studio. MVD.
How's your coffee?
Beautiful.
Awesome. That's good.
It doesn't have arsenic in it, so it should be pretty right.
Not that you're aware of.
No.
Haven't got to the bottom of it yet.
No, that's right. And a very good morning, Bianca. How are we?
How are we going, lads?
Doing very well, thanks. And yourself?
Yeah, not too bad.
Keeping out of mischief?
Keeping out of mischief.
That's good. That's good.
Bit of acadacca to get everyone pumped about football.
Yeah, that's it.
I like
Get
it.
into it.
Why not?
That'll wake you up this morning.
I like it. I like
He's
it.
hoping anyway. What's a crisp start? That's fantastic. Where are we starting first? Are we looking at the GVSuns?
We are looking at the GVSuns.
What happened last week? And what's going on with these boys? Why are they falling in a hole over the last few weeks?
I think that the end of the season's coming. I mean, a lot of people forget as well. We started in February, people.
That's right.
We started and it was 35-degree heat outside. And now we're still going.
And they could take their shirts off too.
Oh, gee, that's a topic that will be brought up later on the MVD. And Bianca, make sure you tune in. Tops off at 12:15. Forget pants off Friday. We've got tops off Saturdays.
All right.
Bianca's like, what's going on here?
That's coming up.
Anyway.
A big bake coming up. It's unreal.
Okay. Moving on.
The 27 matches in this NPL season so far. 27, 26 we've played so far.
And I mean, not even
and then
NPL one face that.
But there's how many FFA Cups matches as well?
Yeah, so depending on how far
how many did we get
through,
to?
We played once because we don't start from the very start.
Okay.
We come in at a certain point,
Yep.
and I believe it was 3 games that we'd played.
So there's 30 matches.
Yeah.
For a squad of 25, 26?
Yeah.
Gee, that's a lot.
Do you know what? And it's not like footy in the sense that you can come on and come off like that. It's 90 minutes.
You're out there for 90 minutes. You're on the field for 90 minutes. You're running around for 90 minutes.
And if the coach has made their 3 changes and you have a niggle,
you're in trouble.
You're stuck, really.
Yeah.
Because
no one's going to be playing with no one's going to be playing 10 players, 10 versus 11. If there's injuries, yeah. If it's really bad.
Saying that, both teams that all the teams we play as well are in the same situation as us.
Yeah.
So last week we lost to Springvale White Eagles 2-1. Suns were up at half-time 1-0. Alo Quoll taking the ball down the line, laying it off to Billy Marshall, who scored.
First goal for a while for Billy?
Yeah, his first goal in play.
Yep.
A lot of Billy's goals come from set plays or from free kicks and things like that. So, yeah, it was a good one for him and a good one for Alo Quoll to be setting the play up like that. He's a very hard man to catch when he's on a run down the line. So,
there's some good wingers that we've got coming through this GVSuns side. If we can keep
good
youth coming as well. But if we can keep a hold of all these players, they're going to be fantastic. Like Alo Quoll, I mean, even Billy Marshall's a young fella as well as on the other wing. Yeah,
you've even got
Cooper Gostre coming
you've
through.
Got Cooper, you've got Fraser as well. Fraser Gostre.
Well. Yeah.
You've got. You could keep going for ages, really, because that's just looking at our seniors and 20s. There are kids in the 18s that are on their way up too.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic.
Talent galore.
Yeah, and if they're not, it just goes for donkey's ears, really. But then in the second half, Springvale scored 2 goals. One was after a quick throw-in. Now, this is something that I want to bring to your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because what have we been talking about the past few weeks about walking to go get the ball, walking back, putting the ball down, the next person, wasting time on that throw-in.
Yeah.
So this was a quick throw-in. The boys really didn't have time to get themselves organised. They quickly picked up the ball, threw it in, turn around, goal.
Bang. It's all over and done with.
So
that's the way the game should be played.
It's taking advantage of the moment.
Yep.
And I mean, yes, if you're 2-1 up, you might then want to slow the game down. But in that instance, being 1-0 down, you're like, we've got to get this playing quick.
Exactly.
The second goal from Springvale, it was a 1-2 outside the box, opening up a scoring opportunity. So the way that they've played the ball just outside, they've drawn the defenders away.
Yeah.
Giving a open space for a goal. it's a learning opportunity for the Suns, although this late in the season, it's a bit too late for learning.
But learning going into... You could take something going into season 20, where are we? 2019.
Yeah, and I think that the squad that we've got at the moment will be very, very similar next year.
It does sound that way.
Yeah.
Because, as you said, there's players that are coming through and players that are coming up. They're definitely going to be ones to watch. And hopefully be pushing for that top 2, top 3 position on the NPL 2 ladder.
So... And that's the big thing. I think that even though we're in the dying stages of this season, I mean, what are we? We're September now.
Yep.
It'll be the middle of September, or next week's our last game.
Yep.
And then
a couple of weeks off, and then
literally you've got 6 weeks off, and they'll look at starting again.
Yeah.
It
sounds like an AFL pre-season.
It is
sort of stuff.
People think of, whatever, it's country bumpkins kind of thing, but it is almost a full-time gig.
It's a nightmare, really.
I mean, it's training 3 nights a week, playing on the weekend, and it's away to Melbourne, to Albury, to, wherever it is that you've got to go.
Yeah.
And it's a full-time gig, it really is. So take my hats off to probably... these boys, any country team that have to travel into Melbourne.
I mean, as much as we hate them, and we're going to come up against it in the next little bit with regards to who we're playing today, but Murray United, I mean, they've got to travel further than us, don't they?
That's exactly right.
So it's like, well, yeah, kind of further than us at least. Anyway, they're travelling from Albury Wodonga to Melbourne, so it's like 3 hours.
When they're playing Dandenong, that's
4.5 hour trek.
That's like... You want to get there the day before, if you can.
In all honesty, and this is probably going back to FFV or whatever, Football Federation of Victoria, surely we can look at something where we can play at a neutral venue that's closer to both sides. Even if Murray United were to play Dandenong in Shepparton, that would be better for both sides rather than, say, Murray United having to travel to Dandenong or vice versa even.
I understand.
Wouldn't it?
But that's logic. Don't use logic in VD.
No,
sorry, I know common sense ain't that common these days, but still.
Murray play in Wodonga.
Yep.
That's where their ground is.
Yep.
Why not just change their district?
Yeah, well, there's that too.
Okay, so why not put them in National Premier League New South?
Yeah. Well, because
what teams are around?
Probably because it goes further. You've got to travel further.
Well, I think you need to split New South Wales in half the other way. So
I'm not sure which way they look at it this way.
So instead of an east and west, it's got to be a north and south comp.
Yeah, well, you could say... no, well, I don't
how many sides are there in NPL New South Wales?
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Some homework.
I put myself in a hole there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You threw yourself under that bus.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, that's a big travel.
Yeah, you do look at it and go, well, if they were to go to New South, and it's something obviously we need to look at and see what you can do, but see what we can figure out. But if they were to go to New South, they could be going to Sydney.
Yeah, or is there a third...
And they probably prefer to go to Melbourne.
Do you bring it in like a third NPL league where you've got almost like Metro... regional, but regional also goes Victoria and New South, and goes up to Griffith.
Yeah, that's probably a fair point. Because
and then
we originally had the North East Soccer League that went all the way to Griffith.
Yeah.
So to a degree, we can cover that.
Yeah,
it's not an issue. I actually think that would probably be better.
Splitting it in 3 rather
than an East-West sort of conference, and then we're changing East and West compared to what we know, or compared to the season that we're in.
But at the same time, these boys know what they're signing up for.
Well, that's exactly right. Anyway,
that's how it is.
Let's move on. Today's
Derby Day.
Today is Derby Day. We take on Murray United over there at Wodonga, as you said. And I did notice something, Brandon.
Yes, my main man that used to start at the Melbourne Victory. I'll just cross down to Amy Park. I think we've got him. Archie Thompson, da 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 da.
Can I
Archie
him now?
Thompson, da 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 da. he will be lining up at some stage today. But there is good news for the GVSuns. He hasn't actually put one in the back of the net yet, so I don't know whether
this will
he's
be the first
got
time the
much.
Suns.
Yeah, I was going to say, GVSuns have never played Archie before.
Archie's a little bit afraid to play against us, I think.
Oh, you start your own ship.
Every time we come up against them, he's either carded or injured or unavailable.
Tweeting right now, comment by Bianca Cucinotta.
Hashtag
Archie Thompson is afraid to play at GVSuns. Close quotation marks.
You can't give him some gas to want to score a goal.
Hey, you made the comment. I'm just letting the listeners know what the comment was. No, but I mean, to be perfectly honest, he hasn't played against us.
He hasn't. So I think
it'll be good it'll be good for our boys.
And it's something that, we can say what we see on highlights and things like that and what we've seen of him in the past, but really our defence, it's going to be some new territory for him.
Well, let's be honest. We're no American Samoa. He's not going to put 13 in the back of the net.
Yeah.
He still talks about that. He loves
I was going to say, if he does, I will almost hang up my radio career.
Jeez.
So what do you reckon?
So last time we played Murray, they won 4-2. The game consisted of 6 yellow cards and a straight red card. Whew. Okay, so
it's always fiery.
Nothing says derby like that, does it?
No.
This time we were without Jamie England, Robbie Rimmer and Stefan Papagiorgio. Although we do welcome back Matt Lalliott, who didn't play against these guys last time, and Frankie Lagana, who's been out for a little while now. Suns have drawn one more game and won one more game than Murray. Although this week, they'll have Archie Thompson and we'll have Matt Lalliott.
Awesome. Backing Matt Lalliott over Archie Thompson any day of the week.
Sounds convincing. The look didn't look convincing.
All I'm going to say is Card King.
Card King? Which one?
Matt. He's won the leading yellow cards past 3 seasons.
Most discipline award goes to Matt Lalliott.
Oh, jeez.
I like it. It should be a good game, though. 3 o'clock up there at Wodonga, so if you're not doing anything.
I'm not going up. I'm not sure.
No, you know why she's not going up. That's why she's happy to make comments here, because she's not going.
Hey,
have a look at you. Look at Chihuahua.
I'm not silly. I might look it, but...
Well played.
Fair call.
But yeah.
Well played.
All right. Obviously, I'm tipping GVSuns at least anyway.
I reckon the Suns will get up here. I can't see why they can't do it.
And
I wasn't even bothering. I was just making sure he was going to go with it as well.
Yeah. Otherwise, I was jumping over this table.
Friendly in here this morning. I know. I'm in good gear too. Don't upset me.
Come on.
Ooh.
Hello. Precious.
Pop down over there.
It's all right.
I asked for claws, but I got none.
We'll get the
even mine are cut off.
We'll get the tiara out for you soon, mate.
What are you moving away for?
Because
look at you.
I'm just jumping away because I don't know what. Anyway,
he knows that I'm strong.
Bendigo Amateur Soccer League.
Basil Brush. The Basil
Brush.
Brush.
The Basil.
I haven't looked that up yet.
Basil Brush competition.
Anyway, what happened at Tatura or Strathdale?
Yeah, Strathdale drew with Tatura.
That's a big result.
That's a good result for Tat.
Heaps of cards. Just...
It
was like a casino. There were cards everywhere.
That's not bad. I don't mind that.
She's a smart one.
That's not bad.
That's why we get her into talk.
Establish this. Come on, guys.
Come on.
Tristan Zito getting a red card in the 91st minute. So it was a yellow and then another yellow. So, Tristan, don't make me come there. All right?
Threats going everywhere in here this morning.
Goodness.
This is getting hot.
I've had too many coffees this morning. I've got too much energy.
So she's taking it out on us.
Yeah.
A yellow and a yellow straight in the same
bang,
incident.
bang.
So I'm guessing something's happened, and to be fair, Strathdale also got a red card. Very similar situation. Yellow and a minute later, red. So to the same player. So something's happened there.
Yeah, okay.
Goal scorer was Louis Coyle. Good on you, Louis. We're always around Louis. We love him. Shep defeated by Spring Gully 1-0.
Oh, well done, Shep.
So Spring Gully are just below Tatura on the table, so in 6th place.
Well done, Shep.
And Shep, I was not expecting the 1-0. So
well done, Shep.
Golf clap.
Well done. I like it.
Then great effort by them. Eagle Hawk defeated South 1-0, which is another great result for Tat.
Yes.
So now Tat are 3 points
adrift.
So
in fourth.
Goal difference will keep South in third.
But they're only a couple of goals in front of Tat, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, they're a bit.
Okay.
They've got a bit there.
Pushing it uphill.
Yeah. So, but in saying that, 2 losses from South and even a win and a draw to Tat will get Tat in the 4 and we'll kick South out.
We wrote them off last week, didn't we? Well, I did.
Maybe that gave them the kick up the booty they needed.
Well, maybe
bit of firepower in the belly. MVD said we couldn't do it, so let's go prove him wrong.
I'm happy for people to prove me wrong. I don't have a problem.
You guys were listening to that 1FM, but let's show them what we got.
Get into it. You'd be a good coach.
So Epsom have United this week in Bendigo. South play Strathdale at 3 p.m. at McEwen tomorrow. Tatura have Spring Gully at 3 p.m. in Tat tomorrow. So both of those games are big uns. And that will determine whether Tat, I think, have the chance that they need.
So who have Tat got, sorry? Spring
South
Gully.
have Strathdale.
Yep.
And Tatura have Spring Gully.
Yeah, okay.
So fourth play third and sixth play fifth.
Yep. No, that'll be they're 2 very big games coming up.
And I feel like every week we're saying this is a big game, which is one thing I do love about the Basel.
It's
they're
good.
all big games.
They're big games. And there's only, one more game after this, I would dare say?
Yeah, so...
really this is going to be the weekend
so South
where it's
lose their next 2 games and Tat win this week and even just draw next week.
And they've got the bye next week.
Tat.
Yep.
Well, this is awkward.
So Tat have got their last game this week.
So
they
guess,
play Spring Gully. Now, I heard on the Oracles on Monday night with Turco and a lot of them that they get the 3 points for the bye.
For a bye.
But that being said, I'm looking at the ladder and it appears that every team gets
the 3 points.
Gets the same buys.
Yes.
So whether or not they get...
So South don't have any buys left.
Yeah.
So Tat are guaranteed 6, or if they win this week, they're guaranteed 6 points. So if South lose the next 2 games...
Ooh.
This will be interesting. Yeah. Well, that'll be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll do my own sound effects. It's all right.
Pride on the line.
You didn't even hear that clip. Don't worry.
No. Can we get a new sound effects guy? I need a button.
You needed more than a button, mate, to help you out. Awesome.
Oh, feel the love. Come on. You know what? You're only mean to people that you like.
That's right. Yep.
You're not mean to people's face like that you don't like.
No, that's right. You did come in here with the tie this morning.
So
we're a family in here.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a little family.
The 1FM Saturday family.
The Adams family.
The Adams. On Wednesday.
Oh, what? Hang on. Who's Lurch and who's...
Wait, who's Morticia?
Oh, dear. All right, what else have we got?
The man himself.
Which one?
That'd be me.
He's big, he's fast. He's trying for A-League.
Now,
I was hoping you were going to make a good song out of that then.
Now, Usain Bolt we're talking about.
I'm really annoyed with this.
Hang on, the bake's come in early. Speaking of the bake.
There is a song on... There is something, if you go to the song, you'll find a blowtorch.
There is a blowtorch.
There is a blowtorch. So I'll talk a little bit into this.
This will be interesting.
As we can, before we bring this up. Put it into carts. Go... okay, you do it your way.
I do.
So we got the... Usain Bolt coming in, trialling for Central Coast Mariners. They get 10,000 people to the game last night, which was fantastic to see. Anyway, I'm going to let you take it away because I think Brandon's got this under control. Press play.
That's dead.
All right, the blowtorch is on.
Okay. Okay, so this is me going ham. This is me going ham. Okay.
Here we go.
What was with Bolt Vision? Okay, anyone who watched this game last night, we saw more of him warming up on the sidelines than the actual game. I kept changing it to EJ Whitten.
Yeah.
Because
quality viewing.
Oh my gosh! And by the way, I'm
MVD
annoyed
got a
with
run
that
on there
too.
last night.
I'm
Did you see
annoyed
that?
with that too because why are they playing that on a Friday night when no one can get to the game? Put it on a Saturday.
It's in Adelaide too.
I'll tell you why. Because they put it in Adelaide and no one in Adelaide turned up anyway.
No.
And they were busy talking about how big the crowd was when all I could see was plastic chairs.
Gosh. At one point, BT goes, "Can we just pan to the crowd?" And I was like, "Don't do that again."
There's no one there.
No one there.
He goes, "Oh, look at the size of the crowd." And I'm going, where? I didn't realise that Melbourne City had turned up. All the Green Seat Elite were there.
Oh my
The
days.
green chairs from Amy Park had
Seriously.
shifted to Adelaide.
It was so bad.
Look at all
anyway,
the Melbourne City people ringing in.
I would
They're not happy.
I would rather watch that game for a bit of banter, a bit of laughs, right? Seeing how
Andrew
AFL
Jarman getting paid millions
mate.
of dollars to be spoken about all night.
Okay.
And
Can we get back to a blowtorch?
Okay, so what? 20 minutes. We watched that whole thing of him sitting on. Mate, those kids were like, I want to sit next to Bolt so I can be on TV for like 5 minutes.
Hell yeah.
It's like, seriously.
And
Either
he didn't
give
even
him.
score a goal.
Oh,
Didn't do anything. He got like 3 touches.
There is a highlights package.
Yeah, he got 3
and
touches.
it's him
on
sitting on the bench and doing warm ups.
Speaking of other highlights throughout the week.
Interesting.
Sorry,
before we let it go, is it not a publicity stunt?
Look,
They're saying it's not. I understand they're saying not that it's not and all that sort of stuff. But seriously, Central Coast Mariners would have to be close to the worst team in the country.
Well, in Australia,
sorry, in the A League. I'll preface it in the A League.
No, I reckon Wellington would have to come in there.
Okay.
Okay, history-wise?
Historically.
History-wise, probably Central Coast.
Besides North Queensland Fury, which doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, A-League history.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm not...
Wellington's done better overall
and
than
I'm not trying to bag out, kick someone while they're down, but you would think that they're trying to...
And as a Carlton supporter, they're the Carlton of the A-League.
In the last few years, obviously, yeah.
Right? So... I understand what you're saying. He wouldn't have had this opportunity at many other clubs.
Melbourne Victory, Adelaide United.
But, I don't know.
Big signings at the Victory during the week.
I mean...
Yeah.
He's just...
It'll be interesting. It's a six-week experiment. We'll see what happens.
And that's, I think as well, the first time that he kind of comes out, you can't be televising it because the bloke's going to get drilled, isn't he?
But that's what they want, though.
Mate, how is that?
Build it up. You got to build it.
Who
and they
was
will
that
come.
team? Like, let's play. Oh my goodness! Who did they even play? Like, come on! Literally, it was kickoff. I didn't even have time to walk from the kitchen to the sofa, and they'd scored.
With respect to all and sundry in the Basel, it was like they were playing a Basel team.
Yeah,
and
we're just talking about differences
in standard,
right?
Yeah.
It's not saying that anyone is. Yeah,
no, exactly. And with all due
I think
respect
everyone knows. You know, you put GVSuns against
a tat.
Well, no, put GVSuns against Melbourne City proper team.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same.
Exactly.
Like it's
You put AP Leichhardt against Melbourne Victory, you realise it's going to be the same. Oh wait, sorry, no.
Oh,
jeez. Cop that. Speaking of FFA Cup, I'll fly through this really quickly. Avondale FC knocked off Devonport Tuesday night, 4-1. Sydney went over the top of Cairns. They were the week before, actually. I'll stitch myself up here. Wednesday night, Melbourne City knocked off Newcastle 1-0. Adelaide United knocked off Queensland Lions 1-0. Heidelberg march on again in the FFA Cup. How good are they? 4-0 over the Adelaide Comets. And Western Sydney Wanderers knocked off Bonnyrigg 2-1 there. So that sets up great quarterfinals. Avondale take on Sydney on the 19th of September. Melbourne City are playing the Western Sydney Wanderers on the same night. Both kick off at 7:30. Bentley Greens take on Heidelberg the weekend after, or the week after.
So this is a big thing here. I'm thinking that next time, which is going to be the last week of Suns, we're going into the last week of Basel, and I'm hoping, if I can't get him in here, I can at least get him on the phone, Mr. Sean Ellis.
I like it. And the other one is Adelaide United taking on Apia Leichhardt Tigers.
We're going to Apia Leichhardt in that one.
And we'll see how we go.
I reckon a dream story.
Oh, hang on a minute.
I reckon.
She's got something for us.
We'll see how we go. Mimo, if you're listening, give us Vincey's number.
Yeah, fair call. I'll have a chat with Bimo.
We might wrap it up, I think. Michael Nielsen's got to come in and talk all things hockey. And,
yeah, Michael's given me the get out.
There's going to be war in here in a minute.
He's looking
He's like, hang on a minute, I didn't say that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're off to a break. Bianca, thank you for joining us.
Cheers,
Another
lads.
fantastic program.
See yous.